Welcome again to Joe Stonner Boxing. Earlier today I was on a hangout with the Outlaw Pugilist, The Outlaw Pugilist, THA. And it's a great channel. And I was leaving comments in the chat, and he's reading them out. And one of the subjects that arose was, what happens if a fighter makes weight? A fighter who's a champion, and then the other guy doesn't make weight, and the guy gets beaten, the champ gets beaten. Does the belt become vacant? This comes from the situation with Devin Haney, who kept his belt despite being beaten by an overweight Ryan Garcia. Now, I immediately put a comment in there saying, yeah, of course, there have been dozens of examples of that happening. It's always been the rule that if you're a champ and you make weight, even if it's a non-title fight, and you lose, you can lose the belt. If you will lose the belt, the belt will become vacant if a guy who is overweight beats you. If you've made weight, if it's meant to be a title fight and you don't make weight, you usually get stripped. And a guy in the comments called Stuart, he didn't give a second, he just said Stuart. So if you're watching, hello Stuart. He said, okay, give me one example where that's happened. And I was like, oh, I can't think of one. And I was absolutely certain that there were loads of examples of this, because that's always been, to me, in my lifetime, that's always been the rule. But offhand, I couldn't think of a single example. Again, we're talking about a fighter who's a champion, makes the weight like Haney did, gets beaten by a guy who comes in overweight. Usually the belt gets vacated. Whereas Haney, because the WBC makes things up as they go along, have allowed Haney to keep the belt. That's actually the first time I've heard of that happening. It's always historically, again, in my lifetime, been that the belt becomes vacant. But when Stuart in the chat said to me, give me an example, I couldn't think of one. So, and then of course from there it's a short step to saying, did I imagine it? Am I going mad? You know what I mean? So my question to you is, and I know some of you, are historians, you read a lot like I used to, and I still do. Certainly I used to read boxing books by the dozen and magazines by the 100 when I was younger. I still keep up with it now, of course. But give me some examples where that's happened, where the guy who is the champ has made weight, gets beat by someone who's overweight, and the belt becomes vacant. Give me examples of that, because help me out here, because I'm beginning to think, even though I'm absolutely convinced that that is the rule, that the belt will become vacant, I'm struggling to think of an example where that's actually happened. And I know there are examples. I'm sure there are examples. I just can't bloody think of them. And when you get up there in age, a little bit up there in age, you start thinking, oh, is this my mind just rotting away? Have I lost too many brain cells? Because I used to be able to remember all this shit like that. Now it's not so easy, but anyway, you get the gist, right? You get the gist. So leave me examples of what I was talking about, please, in the comments below. That's if you can, if you can think of any, then you're a better man or woman than I am. But yeah, a shout out to the Outlaw Pugilist, great channel, and to Stuart, who I had a little chit chat with in the comments. And yeah, go and give him a sub if you haven't already. It's a great channel. Anyway, thanks for your time. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. That'd be a big help, and also hit the like button. And I always appreciate your time. And thanks a lot. I'm very much looking forward to you saving me mentally from a boxing nervous breakdown where I think I've imagined something. Anyway, comments below. Catch you later. Bye for now.